Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? It's so easy with Anchor.
Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use.
And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what we're doing right now by reading this ad. We struggled to find the right way to distribute our podcast, and Anchor made it quick, easy, and free. We're on platforms we had never heard of, and that's all thanks to Anchor doing the hard work.
So, if you have been thinking about starting your own podcast, head on over to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start.
Welcome back to Spilling the Mad Tea. We're happy to have you with us again as we spill the tea on all things Disney. I'm Katie, and always I'm joined by my co-hosts, Stephanie, Kelly, and Rachel. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
Doing good.
How's everybody been?
Busy.
Any news in your lives?
Busy.
Just busy.
Just busy.
Well, busy is good.
It's busy.
All right, ladies, get yourselves together.
First 5
Get your head in the game.
And we lost them all on this.
Get your head in the game. Wildcats.
So today's episode is the first of a food-centric series that we'd like to call Mad Hatter Munchies. So I hope you all have full stomachs, because today we're going to be talking about some of the best snacks from the Disney parks we visited, and I know it's going to make me hungry, and I just ate.
Yes.
So true.
Oh, yes. We'll take you on a delicious journey through all 4 Disney World parks, Disneyland and California Adventure, and Hong Kong Disneyland. No matter how young or old, everyone enjoys a Disney snack. I know most of my favorite Disney memories involve walking around the parks with a special treat and enjoying the immaculate Disney atmosphere. From simple classics to over-the-top themed treats, there's so much to snack on at Disney. So without further ado, let's dig into some of our favorites.
Hungry already.
You and me both. So our first stop is going to be Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, because Magic Kingdom, without a doubt, has some of the most iconic snacks in the Disney universe. Some of the most Instagrammable snacks come out of Magic Kingdom. From popcorn to pretzels, you can find something for everyone here. So let's just talk about some of our favorite snacks at Magic Kingdom. Personally, my first go-to when I walk in the park is LeFou's Brew. It's so good.
I think I've only had it once.
What?
Yeah. I always go for a cinnamon roll, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend any extra money. I just want a cinnamon roll.
That's true. It's also like a really filling drink.
Uh,
So I couldn't have a snack and a LeFou's Brew. It has to be my snack.
yeah.
But it's like a nice, refreshing beverage, right? Because it's like frozen apple juice. Who doesn't like apple juice
Yes.
slushy?
Yeah.
It's got toasted marshmallow syrup. Marshmallow syrup. And it's topped with passion fruit mango foam, which is, to me, the best part of it. I could have a cup of that mango foam.
Oh no! I
love
tell them to leave that shit off and give me extra marshmallow.
I do get extra marshmallow. I get extra marshmallow, and I don't get extra foam because I don't want the ratio of foam to drink thrown off. Because it is $5.75 for a drink, so I kind of want my drink's worth. But man, it's
I
good.
can't even.
Insider tip: get the extra marshmallow syrup. Yeah, but it's its own different thing. Yeah.
That this was Disney's answer to Universal's butterbeer, and it's just not as good. It's fine, but I can't compete with the butterbeer.
Yeah, oh yeah. If you compare it to butterbeer, it's gonna lose every day of the week. But on its own, doing its own thing, it's really good.
I feel bad because I haven't had butterbeer in so long that I'll just I don't
warm
remember what it
butterbeer
tastes like.
is the best.
Butterbeer makes me drool really bad.
Well, how you doing right
for
now?
hours afterward. I produce extra saliva. I think I'm allergic to something that's in it, but it ain't gonna stop me.
So weird. Dole Whip is my number. I can't leave Magic Kingdom without eating a Dole Whip. It's just not happening.
Same. I was so happy when I found out that was something I could actually have because it doesn't have dairy in it. I spent probably 22 of my 27 years here on Earth thinking that I couldn't have Dole Whips. And then I figured out they didn't have dairy in them, and I was living.
And for the next 27, you're gonna Dole Whip it up.
Faux show.
And I love that they like moved the location from that little stand across from the Swiss Family Treehouse over to like the Aloha aisle where they just have room to grow because as the
Yeah.
popularity of the Dole Whip has grown, so have the lines. So it's nice that it's much more accessible. And I think the last time we were all there together, you couldn't get the swirl version anymore. You could only get it at the Polynesian. But in doing some research, I found out it's back. You can get the swirl again, and that's the way to go, I think. You get a little pineapple, little vanilla. They just balance out perfectly.
Ooh, I need to try that. I've only ever gotten the float thing where it's like the Dole Whip and the pineapple juice because I love pineapple.
Yeah, definitely try the swirl. I think the
that's my
vanilla just
favorite.
kind of like smooths it out a little bit, like takes a little of that pineapple bite out, and it's just, oh, it's so good.
Fun fact, did you know pineapple is the only fruit that eats you back? It's got like an acidic enzyme in it that like eats away
But
at
it's
your
so
stomach.
good.
Just why like your tongue feels weird when you eat it.
Yeah.
Especially when you eat too much, which I'm prone to do.
Interesting.
Not gonna stop me
Oh, yeah,
whatsoever.
We may know it's bad for us, but screw that.
Anyone else have any other Magic Kingdom snacks they've got to get?
I always go for the cinnamon roll. Actually, I go for both, but cinnamon roll.
And it's
cinnamon roll is shareable.
It's
Yeah, that
huge,
thing's huge.
but it's so good.
Huge. So that's definitely shareable. I don't share the LeFou's brew, but I'll share the cinnamon roll.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Man, I could go for a cinnamon roll right
A
now.
a warm one. Like I'm quite cold, so yeah, a warm cinnamon roll would be really nice.
They should make a warm version of LeFou's brew.
That would be good.
Ooh, like a cidery.
Like an apple cider,
I think I would like that so much more because I'm really not crazy about it, but in warm version, I think I would love it. All right, anything else in Magic Kingdom?
All right, well, if we're done at Magic Kingdom for now, we're going to hop on over to Walt Disney World's second park, Epcot.
So many snacks.
Epcot's one of the best parks to eat in because you have so many options. You can take a trip around the world in just 1.3 miles and explore the possibilities of the future. What are some of everyone's favorite international or futuristic refreshments, and where can you find them?
Well, I'll start off. I've got a couple different options. I tend to always go for the World Showcase snacks because why would you eat like everyday snacks from Future World when you could go like get some international goodies?
Completely agree.
So depending on the kind of mood I'm in, one of my favorites is strawberry red bean ice cream from Joy of Tea in China. I think I tried this when I had like the Disney dining plan and had like an extra snack point I needed to spend. It's so good. Have you guys ever had this?
I think you had it one time and I didn't feel good or something, so I didn't try it, and I have always regretted
because
it.
you're like red bean ice cream. That sounds gross. But with the strawberry, it's like sweet and really smooth. It's delicious. I think it was Kelly who introduced me to edamame in the parks. Like, I remember when...
Was it?
Yeah. Like, you were like, oh, I'm just going to hop over to Japan to get some edamame. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, putting these things in your mouth, like squeezing out these beans? Like, you're like, yeah, just add some soy sauce. And we, like, walked around World Showcase eating edamame. And it was just, like, such like a nice, like, healthy, refreshing snack when, like, so many of the snacks that we're going to talk about today are so, like, greasy or sweet. And, like, on a hot day in July, that's not always what you want. It's like a nice little like bit of edamame is really nice to walk around like Sunny World Showcase.
I do remember us walking around, but I did not know that you'd never tried it.
I hadn't. No, I had no idea. And then I introduced my family to it. I'm like, Kelly told me about these edamame, and now my mom like buys them all the time.
Do you guys remember when soy sauce spilled in my backpack because I was saving it for edamame? Yeah. That was fun.
There are worse things that could spill. I'm like, soy has a good smell to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I love me some soy
no.
sauce.
I mean, for a while, what's been there for about 4 days in the Orlando heat doesn't
that's
smell
fair.
so great.
So my last snack for Epcot is the school bread from Kringla Bakery in Norway. It's like this sweet roll filled with custard and dipped in coconut. And it's like a Norwegian donut that they sell at like bake sales at schools in Norway. And it's delicious. It's like the perfect way to end a night in Epcot. I tend to swing by Norway, get a Viking coffee and a school bread, and then go scout out a spot to watch Illuminations. And that's what I eat in Epcot.
That's a perfect snack for frozen line, too. I know the line's kind of okay now, but back when it was like 4 hours long, no matter what, you could swing by, grab some school bread and a
sounds
Viking
marvelous.
coffee and go hop in that line at
I
the
think
very
we
end of the
did
night and just hang out for 4 hours with your
Yeah, I was
stuff.
about to say, I think y'all did that exact same thing.
Yep. We did. We certainly did, and it was amazing.
It's definitely like you can share it with like another person and they could take it in line with you. Yeah, that was perfect.
And it's one of the few lines that are
Nice.
like, yeah, sure, take it, because they've got trash cans all throughout the line.
So there's lots of snacks in Epcot, but I had to choose my absolute favorite, which I'm going to butcher the actual name of it, pain au chocolat from the patisserie in
Oui.
France. I think more commonly known as a
Mm.
chocolate croissant. Oh, it's so good. That's like my favorite thing in the world to get for like breakfast. So anytime we're in Epcot, just make a beeline for the patisserie in France because it's open before all the other countries and everything like that. And get that and sit down and have that for breakfast. And usually, I think you can get it like warmed up. You can get a cup of coffee, and it's just so good. Now I really want one.
If you were a dessert, you would be a chocolate
Yeah, I
croissant.
would be a chocolate croissant. I don't know how many of those things I've eaten in my lifetime, but there's been many.
They are.
When you go there to order it, do you say chocolate croissant or do you say the fancy name?
I think I say chocolate croissant because I don't want to sound like an idiot saying pain au chocolat. I don't even know
I
if I'm
point
saying.
at my shit.
Oh, that's a good idea. The macarons are also pretty good from the patisserie, but if I want something like fresh and like for breakfasty, I'm always going to go for a chocolate croissant.
One of my snacks I have to get, and it's breakfast as well, is the bacon and cheese roll. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the French name for it. From the patisserie, I go there. It's just as soon as the World Showcase opens, as soon as the patisserie opens, I try to be one of the first people in line, and I get it, and I just kind of like walk around France in it early in the morning when the sun's still coming up. It's a little foggy.
Yeah.
True.
It's the best way to start your Epcot day.
Yeah, I think when we went and like it was just me, Katie, and Stephanie, like a couple of years ago, we went like you, Katie, and Stephanie got the bacon and cheese roll, and I got the chocolate croissant, and it was like this is very like just stereotypical of us. It's like we knew exactly what we
Right?
wanted.
And it's good prices. You can get the
Yeah.
bacon and cheese roll, which is big. It's a good breakfast, and it's $3.95.
It was the best, like with it in front of like our faces, and it was as big as our
Uh-huh.
heads.
Yeah, it's huge, and it's less than
Yeah,
$4. And
$4 for breakfast at Disney, not
Yeah.
bad.
not at all. And I drink water with everything, but even if you got a coffee or something on top of that, you're still probably going to have a breakfast for less than $10 on
Yeah.
Disney property, in a park on Disney
Which
property.
is
And I know they added all of that like seating
Yeah.
there too. They added
Mhm.
so much more seating in front. It is a nice way to start the day, like while everyone's like running to rides in like Future World, and you just kind of head to the back of World Showcase. You almost have like the place to yourselves, along with like maybe 40 other people who know about the bakery in France.
Yeah.
It's like the perfect way to start a day and like
'Cause
nice and calmly.
it's pretty far back in France. Like it's like at the very end of
Mhm.
the France Pavilion, so it's really pretty just to like sit back there and relax. And I mean, you almost can't hear like the rest of the park going on.
right.
That's a nice way to start the morning.
Don't go in the middle of the day, though. It's definitely not a lunch place
Yeah.
because you will be in line for 45 minutes. That's when everybody like finds out it exists.
Katie, do you still eat the bacon and cheese roll even though you don't eat meat?
Oh yeah, I meant to mention that. That's like one of the one times I break.
Yeah,
my
when you said
vegetarianism
bacon and cheese
is
roll, I was
for
like,
that
wait a
roll.
minute.
I said the
Because
same thing. I was like, "You don't
I
eat meat."
will not miss out. Yeah, I will not miss out on a bacon and cheese roll.
I also go to the patisserie in France and get a creme brulee every time.
That's the best place on property to get it because you can get creme brulee a lot of places, but it's the best. in
Totally the
patisserie.
best. They also have it good too at downtown Disney, the Wolfgang Express place.
Oh yeah, theirs is good too. I think they like make theirs. Maybe not like to order, but they don't make theirs quite as far ahead of time as like the other quick service
Right.
places you can get.
And it is so good there too.
Well, I actually like to get snacks as a lunch. I'm a eat small meals person, so I'll have like 2 small lunches versus 1 big lunch. So my go-to small lunch is the Noodle Grutten from Summerfest in Germany, and I usually get it with a grapefruit beer. And it's a baked macaroni with cheese custard thing. This
Yeah, I
thing is
think we
like, well, it's
shared
not huge,
one.
but it's pretty big. It's like a healthy slice. Yeah, we usually share one, exactly. And it's less than $5. So again, another meal for like less than $5, and pair that with a beer, and you're looking at $10 to $12 for a lunch. And it is so good. It's so cheesy and creamy. Noodle Grutten, number one.
I'm just realizing how much of this stuff has dairy in it. Like, I'm going through this list that we have, and I'm like, can't eat that, can't eat that, can't eat that. Like, most of these things, I'm like, oh, well, I'm sure they taste great. I'll just get my chocolate croissant and go sit in a corner.
There you go. But we'll join you. We'll join you with our dairy. We'll keep you company in your corner.
A great dessert, though, that I think is dairy-free.
Yeah, I've had those before.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The churros with caramel sauce. Oh, they're so good. They're better than any other churros you get any other section.
I agree. So good.
Yeah. And they're like smaller, so it's not like this huge stick. And that caramel sauce is
That's another good way to end the night. Like grab some churros and like grab a spot near Mexico to watch Illuminations. Definitely ended the night like that too. Not bad.
And you're right there by that cut through by Odyssey. You can head over there if park's still open and go do some of the stuff over there, or just cut the crowds. And you can get over those bathrooms the fastest, because you know me, I have to pee all the time.
We do love a good clean bathroom.
Does anybody else have any other Epcot snacks they love?
During food and wine, they have the frozen s'more snack. I don't get it often because I don't go down there for food and wine, but I love it.
What exactly is it?
It's this frozen, like, chocolate marshmallow, kind of like ice cream, but it has, like, a graham cracker in it, and it's just really good. It's, like, totally opposite of what a s'more is, but it's, like, really good.
I was like, I like my s'mores hot and melty. I'm, like, having such a great time imagining this, but I trust you.
Have you ever?
No,
have you ever had it though? Girl, it's so good. They had that, and then they had, like, it's in the same place. It's up there towards the front,
over by the Towers gift shop.
Yes, over by the Towers gift shop, going towards Canada, and it's on the right. And you have that there.
Is it the champagne and dessert?
I think so.
Kiosk? Yeah, we could talk about food and wine for days.
Another episode.
That'll be another Mad Hatter Munchies.
All right, well, I'm full. If we eat all this in Epcot, I'm like, I can feel my stomach just like ready to pop.
That would be a good challenge to try and eat all your favorite snacks from a park in one day.
That'd be expensive.
We could.
I mean, it would be a challenge where the prize is throw up. But
no. But we could all share it. We could all share each one of them. Then everybody can have their favorite snack.
Okay, so one day we'll go and drink around the world.
And then the next day we'll
eat around the world.
I was about to say, we could do both, but we'll probably be vomiting all over the place.
And broke.
You're right.
Yeah, for real.
On that happy note,
let's move to Hollywood Studios.
The most miserable park in Disney World.
As of right now.
Yeah, I couldn't think of a single snack that I'm like crazy about
one
there.
Yeah, my snacks are from the Hollywood Studios, if my memory, not the Hollywood Studios. Currently, since it's constantly evolving at an annoying rate, the popcorn at Hollywood Studios is the best popcorn on park premises, on resort premises. I'll fight anybody about that. It is so good.
I would agree with you there. 100%.
I don't know why it's better there.
Because you're in the
because
movie.
it's at the movies. That's why. Popcorn always tastes better at the movies.
I never went
feel
popcorn.
Like my life just changed
There.
What?
Until somebody buys it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, let me grab a few of those.
Well, I always feel kind of silly, like buying popcorn. Like, I can make this in my microwave at home. Like,
exactly.
But as soon as someone else in your group has it, you're like, I need to put all of that in my mouth.
I always get it from that little cart when you're coming in and you're about to be like Hollywood Brown Derby on your right, and there's that little cart. Mm-hmm. That is where I always get my popcorn from, and it is so good. They also have the good ice there. So I get popcorn and a cup of that good ice.
Is it like that cylindrical
ice?
Yes. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, it's either like the snow ice or it's that cylindrical ice. It's one of the other.
I was thinking of the popcorn cart that's like, if you're looking at the Great Movie Ride, which is no longer there, sadly, like the one that's on the left, there's a popcorn cart there.
Speaking of that cart, that is where I get my cream cheese pretzel, which is my second favorite snack from
Is it
Hollywood
still there?
Studios. Yes. As of the last time I went, yes. Which you can get this in pretty much every park. You have to know where to find it. But again, I think it's just the best at that cart in front of not great movie ride.
Yeah.
They also used to have a Herbie cart that had one, but it was over in the Streets of America, so I'm sure it's donezo.
Yeah.
Gone.
And they had corn dogs there too. That was where we found corn dogs at one time.
So
when we were on the
basically, they
mission.
killed the
But
best
yes, it is
snack
gone.
cart.
So
Yep.
Yeah. All in the name of progress.
Oh dear.
Do you guys get any other snacks from Hollywood Studios?
I have one that is amazing. They call it a carrot cake cookie, which makes it sound like a cookie, but it's not. If you know anything about cakes, like when you go to make like a regular, like an 8-inch cake or something like that, you always cut the top off the cake to make it flat for like icing and making it level and stuff. So they take the carrot cake tops and smush that with some cream cheese icing, which I'm not supposed to have, but for that
Oh.
I will power through it because carrot cake is my absolute favorite cake. And like that's the best part of the cake is the cake top. So it's like this gooey, carrot cakey, cream cheesy pile of
I don't even like
deliciousness.
carrot cake, and that sounds really good.
It's so good. It's at Trolley Car Treats, which is the Starbucks location now. It was in Sweet Spells, which I don't think is there anymore.
It is not.
So they got transferred over to Trolley Car Treats, which I love Sweet Spells.
Yeah.
Why did it go?
Because sometimes Disney makes stupid
Because they
mistakes.
hate America.
So what are they doing there? Do we know?
I think it's actually I
it's
don't
just
know. I thought
merch.
something
I
with
don't
Toy
remember
Story.
what it was.
Yeah, I think it's
I
like
think
Toy
so.
Story merch.
That's horrible.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was completely distraught.
Because that's horrible. Because that's where some of my favorite ones came from too.
Mhm.
From that.
You could go get chocolate covered strawberry. Oh, never mind. You're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, girl.
Sorry. Great segue.
As Kelly said, you can get chocolate covered strawberries, and they're massive, and they're like $3 a piece. But who cares?
It's kind of crazy.
And then I usually get the Olaf apple because I don't like Olaf, but God, I love that apple. I don't like any of the other ones because it's like Olaf is white chocolate, and that's my favorite. And there you go.
You get some satisfaction from destroying him and his
Show do. I'm like, bah. And they're like, do you want me to cut him for you? I'm like, show do. Break his head.
Jesus. Oh, look. I've been impaled.
I did love that you used to be able to watch them make the stuff there too. It was so cool. It was so neat to have like part bakery, sweetery, and like a little quick service snack place and a merch place all in one.
Don't they kind of have don't they have one at Downtown Disney?
Downtown Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that as Sweet Spells?
I don't think it's called Sweet Spells.
It's
but
called something else.
something like
But
that?
it is like themed. Yep.
yeah, the Candy Cauldron.
That's
That's it. It is
That's
themed
it.
from the witch. So what about Fantasmic Refreshments? Does anybody have any favorite Fantasmic Refreshments?
I have never gotten a Fantasmic
What?
refreshment.
Neither have
You
I.
You don't grab snacks and go sit down.
No.
Nope. Just go
You're
watch.
crazy.
I always
Well,
share with you.
Yeah, I let you go
That's
get
just
something and then I
true.
eat yours.
Well, I gotta have a snack.
Snack?
So I usually get two. I usually get like something shareable, like a popcorn or like chips or something, or nachos is a good one from there. But my favorite thing, and I don't know if it was like seasonal, if they have it all the time, but the last time I went to Fantasmic, they had a s'mores bar, and it was like a almost like a s'mores candy bar.
See, that
it was good.
kind of like form of s'more, I think I could get behind. I'm still like, my head can't wrap around the frozen s'more still, but like a s'mores bar, I'm like, okay.
It was really good. But it was kind of small and pricey because all the snacks at the Fantasmic refreshment station are
They've got you trapped,
way more
right?
expensive.
You're like,
but
they tell you to show
They
up
do,
an hour
yeah, like-
early for the show, and then they say, "Oh, are you hungry?"
and they make all this like good smelling, they pop fresh popcorn, and like you can hear it, and you can see all the people on the line, you can smell the corn dogs. Yeah, they get you. but the s'mores bar is worth it. It's not a shareable, though. You definitely have to buy one for yourself. So that's the downside.
Or the upside if you just want to eat something all to yourself.
True. Yeah. The first time I got it, I took a one bite, and my husband Cameron was like, "Can I try that?" And I was like, "Yeah, no." Like, sorry, there are like 4 bites in this, and they're mine.
It's not a far walk from the seats to the stick. Go get your own.
He has legs.
Yeah, I think that's why I never get anything at Fantasmic, is because like when I sit down, like there's so many people like around everywhere, and I'm like, I'm not getting back up. So I just never get snacks or think about snacks there, I guess.
See, I like to go to the refreshment port while everybody else goes and gets the seats.
That's the way to do it.
And then I'll get the snacks and just call them when I'm trying to find them.
I also feel like I'm always like walking in like last minute. So I'm just like, oh, I gotta grab a seat, and then it's like the show starts, you know?
That's why the Fast Pass for Fantasmic will change your life. You
I've
walk
never
in
done a
late
fan-
and you still get decent seats, and you have time to like go to the snack bar and still get a pretty good seat because you're
Yeah,
front
never
and
done a
center.
fast pass.
Well, pro tip, do a Fast Pass. They usually have them like all day. All right, well, moving on from Hollywood Studios, we're going to head over to my second favorite park, Animal Kingdom, where guests, much like the animals, are given lots of healthy snack options. I feel like a lot of guests aren't aware of the crazy amount of different options for snacks at this park. But you do. You have your classic, popcorn and pretzels and kind of unhealthy Disney calorie don't count kind of snacks. But then you have really good stuff like you have vegetables and vegetarian options. So my favorite thing to get is the roasted corn. They have it at the Harambe Fruit Market right before you get on the safari. And it's got Berber spice, which I have no idea what's
Magic.
in. But it's delicious. Yeah, it is. It's magic.
That sounds really good.
It is
I'll
amazing.
have to check that out next year when we go.
Granted, it's hot, so it's not the best option for the summer. But if you're there in the colder months or if you just don't care, it's a super great option. And it's corn, so it fills you up. So it's a breakfast for me.
Also in Africa, since we're over there, one of my favorite snacks is the cinnamon glazed pecans. Well, I get conscious every time I say it because I always said pecans, but Katie said, my dad says that's what you piss in the woods when you're hunting. So, so I'm sorry, cinnamon glazed pecans. Because
yeah, you gotta say it like you're fancy.
Yep.
you can like find the almonds. I feel like everywhere, like they have almonds in all the parks all over the place. But this is like the only place I can always find the pecans, which I think are better than the almonds because the almonds I feel like I'm gonna break my teeth in. But the pecans are nice and soft and they're warm and they're like they taste good even when they're not hot anymore because I usually like put them in a side pocket of my backpack and keep them with me all day. They're at the Mahindi popcorn and snack stand in Africa, and they are my favorites. My mom makes like a knockoff version for Christmas, and they're really good.
Oh. I will never forget going to that stand on my birthday, and I got 2 bags of those for like me and everybody else, and they gave them to me free because it was my birthday. Best birthday present ever.
That was a good day because we went there like after our Disneyland trip where no one recognized your birthday. And like we went to Animal Kingdom for your actual birthday and everyone was like, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. Oh my God, it's your birthday. This is great. Happy birthday. Like within like the first 10
take
minutes
this, have
of
this
Epic
for
Park,
free.
you had more happy birthdays than at like 4 days in Disneyland.
Step it up, Disneyland.
You go, Animal Kingdom cast members. You rock.
So I've got kind of a weird snack. It's not a weird snack, but the situation is weird maybe. So I chose chocolate covered frozen bananas, which you can get at pretty much every park now. But on my very first trip to Disney World, I was like 8 years old, and I just thought it was so cool because I could get something from an ice cream cart because I'm allergic to dairy, which I've said multiple times. I feel like I say that like every episode.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm allergic to dairy.
But anyway, yeah, so I got a chocolate-covered frozen banana, and that became one of my favorite snacks. And, like, Animal Kingdom at the time of my first trip was the only place that had them. So that always sticks out in my mind as a good snack from there.
I wonder if that's why I always associate that with Animal Kingdom, too.
I was just about to say, I think it is, because every time I see an ice cream cart at Animal Kingdom, I think about you and your frozen bananas. But if I see one at another park, even though I know there's frozen bananas there,
Yeah, I'll
I
grab
don't
like
think about you.
I'll grab
Yeah.
a Mickey
Sorry.
bar in another park, but in Animal Kingdom, I always go for the frozen banana. And it always has to be in Dino Land. Like, I won't get it anywhere else, but in like a Dino Land frozen banana. My mom, too. I think it's the two of us. We, like, ride dinosaur and then go get one. Or, like, eat one and then go ride dinosaur. It's just, it's tradition.
That's all I have to say about that.
Well, we're going to hop over to Asia for the last two snacks. And these are both from the small carts that you can kind of just walk by and not realize that they're there. One of them is called Mr. Kamals, and they have falafel and seasoned fries with tzatziki salad and sriracha ketchup. Oh, man, they're good. Which is it's two separate items, so it is a little pricey, but it's lunch portion.
That stuff is
It's so
good.
I think I know exactly what
Mhm.
part you're talking about, and you're right. And I always walk past it and have never stopped to get anything from it. Maybe I will.
Yeah, I always did too.
Those fries sound
And I
good.
was feeling snacky at the park one day, but I didn't want like a full
Girl,
lunch.
you better get you some of them fries.
And so we were just kind of walking from place to place. I think we were actually walking towards Yak and Yeti, and I was just gonna go for some rice. And that's when we passed it, and I was like, "Hold up, this is a food cart,
Who knew?
right?" And they have other options too, but those are out of this world. They're so good. You can also get edamame at another cart. I think it's called Caravan Road in Asia, and it's the chilled edamame. So same as the edamame you can get at Epcot. It's really good for hot days. It's light. It's not going to be heavy on your stomach. And you can kind of grab it and go and just eat it as you walk. And it's a healthy option, which is nice.
Well, maybe not the way I do it whenever I, like, drown it in soy sauce, but.
Well, it can be healthy.
Also, when you said you're heading over to Asia, I'm like, you skipped Disneyland and California Adventure, but then I realized you were talking about Asia.
Speaking of, if we are finished with, are we finished with Walt Disney World in Florida? Have we covered all of our snacks? Have we eaten our way out? All right, well, so let's dive into Disneyland. I did a summer alumni program at Disneyland, and I thought I would never go back to those parks again. So I tried to ride all the rides I could, eat everything I could. So I ate a lot of snacks that summer. One of my favorites being the hand-dipped corn dog from the Little Red Wagon on Main Street, USA. They sell it for like $9.75 right now. But that comes with sliced apples or a small bag of chips. But pro tip, if you don't want to pay that much, you can ask for like it without the side dish, which they don't advertise, but they can do it for you. And you save a couple bucks if you just want the corn dog.
That's pretty cool.
And they're amazing. They're so good. Yeah, they're like crispy.
I tend to take my little
delicious.
side dishes and put them in my backpack though and eat them. Like ride queue when I'm hungry.
And then also on Main Street, USA, that's where I go for my caramel apples. I don't usually get an Olaf and smash his head in, but I like all of like the seasonal options. Try to get something fun and festive. And I never got them before like I was there for the summer because I didn't want to carry around like biting into this giant apple. But I learned that they will cut it for you into slices, so they cut it into like 6 or 8 slices or something like that, and then you can munch on a slice, and it's so much more accessible. And they put it in a little bag for you to carry around the park with you. And I think they are magic apples because they don't brown that quickly either.
Right?
Yeah, so that's my other Disneyland go-to snack. How about you, Kelly? Any Disneyland snacks you remember from our trip?
Yes. Well, these were from my trip in May that I went, and these just stood out to me, and I could just eat them every day. So the first one is the Raspberry Rose Macaron from Jolly Holiday Bakery. Now, I don't know if they have this all of the time. I think it is a pretty staple thing, but don't hold me to that. It could change. It is delicious. It's like this huge Mickey-shaped macaron, and then it's got like this rose like mousse in between the two macarons, and then it's got fresh raspberries around the mousse and like between the two macarons. It is amazing. I got it for breakfast one day, and it was delicious. Like you could taste the rose, you could taste the raspberry. Like they were separate flavors, but they went really well together. And I could just go on and on about that.
Baby Walt, That sounds
Right?
good.
It was amazing. And then my second favorite snack, which I don't know if it's technically a snack, it's a drink, is the Mint Julep that you can get in New Orleans Square. I had it when my husband and I went to the Blue Bayou for dinner. That was my drink I had with dinner. And I think I got like 3 or 4 refills on it. It was so good. It was delicious. It was very like minty and like lemony, I guess. It was like a minty Sprite, but in the best way possible, and like fresh tasting, like a fresh mint and a fresh lemon and lime. It was so good.
Well, if you can't get a reservation at the Blue Bayou, they also sell the mint juleps at like a little window right around the corner.
Yeah, I just put New Orleans Square in
Yeah.
general because you can get them. You can get them pretty readily there, and I very highly recommend that if you like mint. Like my husband doesn't really even like minty stuff, but he tasted it and said it was great. So it's really good.
Well, also in New Orleans Square are my favorite Disneyland snacks. I love any form of fried dough. It is just the creation of the gods, and I love anything Mickey shaped. So Mickey beignets are basically the ultimate culmination of delicious foods. I could probably eat 12 of those by myself. I think I almost did one time.
Yeah.
They're
That
so
sounds
good.
tasty
They are
too.
good.
Oh.
And
So
you get the
pick-
powder all over you. It's like Disney crack.
Yeah. Pick up a mint julep and grab some Mickey beignets, and you've got an amazing snack.
You do. And again, calories don't count.
Nope.
Nope.
Me and my mom did that a couple weeks ago, and we got it was cold, so we didn't get the mint juleps, but we got like hot coffee, and we thought we were gonna get 3 beignets. We might as well get 6, and like ate them on our walk back to our hotel, and it was great.
I really want that raspberry rose macaron now.
Yeah, I think we need to go back to Disneyland, guys.
Can I just I'll just go drive the 6 hours it takes and just go pay, $500 or whatever to get into one park.
It's worth it. Worth it.
That sounds so good.
Well, if you don't just want to go to the one park, you can always get the park hopper and go to California Adventure because they've also got some banging snacks.
It's true.
So this is where I worked on my summer alumni college program. And I worked in the Paradise Pier quick service foods. And so I spent many a days working at Bayside Brews, pouring beers and making all sorts of pretzels. So that's one of the snacks that I associate with California Adventure. I would always have to grab a Mickey Mouse pretzel or the cream cheese filled pretzels or jalapeno cheese filled. They're all delicious. They're so good. But I think they taste best from Bayside Brews in Paradise Gardens Park because that's where I put my sweat and tears into. So they taste best there.
They've forever got the stamp of Stephanie.
But another snack in the same area, it's over in Pixar Pier, that's kind of new, is at the adorable Snowman Frosted Treats snack stand. They have it's lemon, non-dairy lemon soft serve, and it's kind of like California Adventure's equivalent of a Dole Whip, but it's like lemon, and it's so good.
I love a cutesy snack too.
It was
like we pulled this out of the movie.
It's like themed really well, and I was like, well, it probably won't like taste good. It's just like it's cute and it's clever. But me and my mom got it on like a hot day, and it was perfect. It was so refreshing. I was very pleased.
I was so close to getting one of those when we went, but I got a margarita instead. So
you can never go wrong there.
And now you have a reason to go back.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any snacks from California Adventure that they like?
I don't know if this snack is there anymore. The very first time we went, 2011, it was still Paradise Pier, and you could get roasted corn with, I believe it was like a chili powder of some sort. So good.
Yeah.
And such good memories for us. It was so cold, unexpectedly cold on that trip. We were underprepared. I think we all ended up buying some jackets and like layering, pretty much wearing everything we packed.
Every day.
And like they had all these great snacks, but we didn't want them because they were all cold. And we found roasted corn and was just like descended on it. It was amazing. It was warm in our bellies. It was delicious. And we were so cold, we were to the point of being delirious.
Yeah, we were.
So we have some pretty funny pictures with that roasted corn.
I always like that picture of me and Rachel. Like, that's one of my favorite pictures
Oh, that's amazing.
ever.
Me too.
Me too.
I'm like leaning over Rachel's shoulder, like hungrily, I guess, and like chomping on my corn, and it's pretty good. We'll have to post that after this episode.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely post that to our Instagram, and you guys can check out our mad hunger.
Right.
Could you say we had the Mad Hatter Munchies?
We had the
Rachel,
Mad Hatter
get
Munchies.
off Instagram. You sending us pictures? Fuck us up. You're supposed to be busy.
I'm focusing. I can multitask.
I had my phone vibrating, and I was like, "Oh shoot, no, that's gonna like get picked up in the audio." I saw it was from Rachel. I was like, "You've gotta be kidding me!"
It was important.
It's just a picture of a dog. That can wait.
No, it could not.
Oh my gosh. Okay, back to snacks.
Yeah, back to snacks.
Yes.
Let's talk about the snack that I'm a hoe for.
Oh, Lord.
Sourdough. I love sourdough. I love bread. And sourdough is the king of breads. And at Pacific Wharf Cafe, yo ass can get a sourdough loaf for $5.19 and eat it by yourself. Treat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Would you call yourself a sourdough hoe?
I would. I would, in fact, call me a sourdough hoe.
Good to know.
I feel like we need buttons with that.
And you can get a free sample.
But you can't listen to Rosie O'Donnell and that other guy anymore.
mean-
Was it Rosie O'Donnell?
But it's still sourdough for free. I'll listen to anybody.
And
true.
right across like the walkway, you can also get a piece of Ghirardelli for free. So that's also on my favorite snacks list
Yep.
because I love free stuff. Any free snack is a good
Yeah,
snack.
Gotta
free
do it
stuff
every
is
time.
the best.
Walk in, get your chocolate, make a circle around the store, and then leave
so
and
you
eat
get
your
your
chocolate.
sourdough
Right.
for like dinner, and then you go over to Ghirardelli and get dessert. You know, it's a win-win.
And if you're not a crazy sourdough hoe and you need to like eat something with your sourdough, you can get a variety of soups and stews inside a sourdough bowl.
Delicious.
But
Would you say they have chili inside of a sourdough bowl?
Oh, gross. I'm sure they do. Chili.
Rachel, would you like
Chili.
to share about your chili experience?
I mean, wasn't that Kelly's chili experience?
Yeah, that was neat. That
Well, was
my
it just Kelly? I thought it was you and Kelly.
No, we wanted
I wanted the chili, and I
We
got
wanted
some chili.
damn hot dog.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I got my chili, and then it made me sick. So then I felt terrible for getting chili.
Yeah,
It wasn't at
we-
that place. It was at a place in downtown Disney, I think, that I got
Right.
chili and it felt good.
Yeah, we should.
That's a whole nother story for a whole nother day.
Moral of the story is we should have just got a damn hot dog.
Yeah, you and your hot dogs. Rachel, what about you? Do you have a California adventure snack?
I was about to say, speaking of hot dogs, it's not necessarily a hot dog, but it's close. The Corn Dog Castle in California Adventure. I was obsessed.
You were. It's true.
I love a corn dog.
So I went there in May and got a corn dog, and they are expensive now.
How much did you pay?
I'm trying to look that up right now because I didn't have this pulled up
That's
beforehand.
probably the same as
but
the one
they were,
in Disneyland, which was $9.75.
yeah, I think it was something ridiculous like that, which was just for, well, I think you
Or
got
a
like
bag of
apple
chips.
slices maybe, but still, like, it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a corn dog and some batter. I mean, a hot dog.
But they're still delicious.
An original corn dog is $9.29. A cheddar cheese stick is $8.49. What?
Is it just the corn dog? Just the corn dog.
That's for a corn dog and apple slices or chips.
Okay, so that's a meal. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're
No,
getting
drink.
it from the Corn Dog Castle.
yeah, but that's cheaper than at the other one, and that's not the Corn Dog Castle.
Yeah, it's just a little bit too. I mean, I still got it. I still paid for it because I had been going on and on and on about getting a corn dog at the Corn Dog Castle for nostalgia's sake. But yeah, I was a little shocked when I walk up there and they wanted me to pay $10 for a corn dog.
Nostalgia is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like
Sure is.
Disneyland snacks are so
They
much more expensive.
Like people come, like I think like Disneyland's guests are not at like they're not there like on vacation. They just like come down for the weekend or like after work, like to grab a corn dog, like to grab a Dole Whip. Like that's what they go there for. So and like they are gonna pay $10 for it. Like the cost of living is higher out in California. Like people are used to spending that kind of money on food. So Disneyland might as well charge them for it. Especially because so many of them are getting like annual pass discounts on all the foods too. So I think they just mark it up to even it out.
I also feel like there might be a little bit less variety of snacks in Disneyland. So like you kind of just not get what you get, but like, I don't know, with Disney World, you have Epcot, you have Animal Kingdom with like so many like unique flavors and things like that. But like at Disneyland, I feel like not that the food's bland or terrible by any means, because you just heard me go on and on and on about that raspberry macaron. But I just feel like there's like maybe less of a choice out there, so they can kind of charge whatever they want, if that makes sense. It made sense in my head, but now that I'm saying it, it kind of doesn't make sense.
No, I see what you mean, especially with the whole culture of like snacks and Instagramming snacks at Disney these days.
Yeah.
Like you have less options if you're gonna get a snack, so here's the price for them.
Yeah.
Versus what the 20 options you have at the patisserie.
Yes.
Right.
All right, are we done with Disneyland?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we're ready to move international to Disneyland Hong Kong. And since Stephanie is the only one who's been to this park, well, let her take it away.
So I was only in Disneyland for a day. I was just kind of passing through Hong Kong. So I got there like early in the morning and was really focused on like doing rides, like more so than food. But I do remember when I was like buying my ticket, one of like the ticket options was to like with your ticket, you could either get like a free waffle or a free bubble wand.
What?
Yeah, it was like a special offer they were running at the time. And I was like, what? What, huh? So yeah, I guess, so I figured like Mickey waffles must be like a big deal there. So I ended up buying my, my ticket through like a third party. So I didn't get the special offer that came with the bubble wand or waffle, but I did make sure to get my Mickey waffle. And they had it like right on Main Street. They called it the Main Street Market. And it was kind of like where the little red wagon is, like where you expect to get a corn dog in Disneyland. Disney Hong Kong had a waffle stand, and they just like whipped out Mickey waffles all day long, and turkey legs they also stole there. But so I like walked in, grabbed that for breakfast, and carried on with my day. And that was I think that was the only snack I might have stopped for in Disneyland, because I was so busy on like I was so focused on seeing like everything I could see. I like don't think I had time to eat. But I thought it was weird that they like included Mickey waffles in their ticket package.
I mean, I can get behind that.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like it's kind of like an I would assume like waffles are kind of they're like a Belgian European thing. I don't know if they're like big in China and Hong Kong, and maybe it's kind of like a novelty. And so it was like a stop and see our Mickey waffles. I don't know. And turkey legs.
That's a weird combination.
Yeah.
That's such a weird. That's exactly what I was about to say. The weirdest combination.
Yeah, they must have had like 3 or like 5 like just waffle irons just going all day long.
Ooh, I hate waffle irons. They burned off my fingerprints.
Oh, you had to work the waffle iron
at the
on your
Mara
college program, right?
Yep, in the mornings at like 6:30 in the morning, burning my fingertips off for some mini Mickey waffles.
Ooh. Well, you made some guests very happy.
Yep.
Just about to say, those Mickey waffles.
I can't tell you how many times I poured waffle batter into my pockets of my costume on accident.
Oh, weird.
I remember you coming home and like dumping your pockets on the sink.
Oh, fun times.
What I wouldn't give to see you dump waffle batter out of your pockets again.
Right? I hated that costume when I had to wear it, but now I'm just like, just give it back to me. I want to wear it again.
Wow, this is quite like a trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
Remembering like so many trips and so many parks and
so many snacks.
I told you, snacks is important.
They are.
We talked about snacks for much longer than I thought we would.
What is a snack that you guys regret not getting? That you haven't tried, that you'd like to, that you should have tried?
So my snack that I regret not getting is the It's Lemon soft serve thing in California Adventure when we were there, because hearing Stephanie talk about it sounds really, really good.
Yeah, I regret not getting the strawberry red bean ice cream.
I regret not trying the Peter Pan float from Storybook Treats in Mad Kingdom.
Ooh, explain.
What's that?
It's a key lime ice cream in a Sprite float. It sounds kind of gross, but it looks really cute. There's like pictures all over Instagram. So I regret not trying that.
What about you, Rachel? Have anything that you regret not trying?
I don't know. I'm trying to think, and I don't not necessarily regret, but I don't know. I haven't had a cream cheese pretzel in quite some time, so I'll probably just regret that. I'll just regret it my whole life.
I regret every day I don't eat a cream cheese pretzel.
Exactly.
It's a snack you guys regret getting.
I've got one.
Go for it.
So I got the Grey Stuff Gâteau from Red Rose Tavern in Disneyland, and it was just not that great. It's a red velvet cake with a sweet raspberry center covered in the gray stuff, which is a white chocolate mousse. And it was just too much. Like, it needed some kind of freshness. Like, if it had like fresh raspberries underneath the gray stuff, that would have been good. But like the heaviness of like the gray stuff mixed with the red velvet cake, and I didn't taste any raspberry in the red velvet cake. So I don't know if I just got like an off one, but it was just too much. It was too rich, I guess. Like, I wanted some freshness mixed in with that white chocolate mousse. And yeah, I ate it all because it was expensive, but I was sad when I was eating it because I expected more.
Yeah, I can't forget a funnel cake I got at Downtown Disney in Disneyland. It's the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten. And I was like, if this is what these Californians think funnel cake is, I felt so bad because I'm like, this is just wrong. Like, this is not funnel cake. I don't know if it was like a frozen funnel cake that they like dropped into like the oil and fried it. It was disgusting.
Ugh.
And I was like, this is
That
not
sounds
right.
terrible.
Like, it wasn't funnel cake. I don't know what it was, but it was. Yeah, don't get funnel cake from Downtown Disney and Disneyland. It's wrong.
Also, don't get the mint julep in Downtown Disney from the Cajun place down there because that was like neon green. It was gross. I was still like craving the mint julep from New Orleans Square, and I was like, oh, I'll get one from this. I can't even remember what the name of the place is Downtown Disney in Disneyland, but yeah, it's not a good mint julep. So I guess I have two snacks.
I don't think I've ever regretted a snack.
I don't think I've necessarily regretted a snack, but like I regretted having like breakfast at Be Our Guest. Like, we did it last year, and I was like, this is such a waste of money.
Oh yeah?
Like, I was pissed. Yeah, because you're paying like $20-something for the same breakfast you can get.
You're paying for the atmosphere with that one.
Just grab a cinnamon bun from Gaston's Tavern.
Do not go
that's
to
a good
breakfast
tip.
at Be Our Guest. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Mm-hmm. And at LeFou's Brew.
Exactly.
I have fond memories from breakfast at Be Our Guest because that's where we ate before I got proposed to at the Haunted Mansion. So like I think, but like we were on the dining plan, so I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't actually pay out of pocket for breakfast at Be Our Guest.
No, because it's literally the same food that you get anywhere else. Like, there's nothing special about it at all.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, so don't do that. Go to lunch or dinner. Spectacular. Breakfast. Don't waste your time.
Good pro tip. All right, does anybody have anything else to add about snacks before we wrap up our very first episode of Mad Hatter Munchies?
I want to go eat some.
No, I've got to go find some chocolate. Yeah.
Well, we're always hearing about a new snack at the Disney parks, and we can't wait to try each and every one. So let us know if you guys love some of these treats, if you really hate them. Are there any that we missed or any that you think we absolutely need to go try? Let us know.
Email us at spillingthemadtea@gmail.com.
Tweet us at spillingmadtea.
And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram at spillingthemadtea.
Thank you so much for joining us today for our very first episode of Mad Hatter Munchies. We'll see you again on Spilling the Mad Tea. Happy snacking.
Bye.